Hi, today's good person to know is Raph Goldberg. He's Senior Editor and Creative Director at Tanglewood, and his talk was on the hero's journey. And he explained the importance of having archetypes in video when storytelling. Archetypes deal with shared characteristics, types of people and stories that we have in the back of our mind so that we can easily identify with new characters and stories without thinking about them. It's just within us. It doesn't require us to use our imagination to understand because we just know. And that's exactly how the film industry works. Now you're probably wondering why is this relevant, and I have to be honest, I didn't get it until Raph said that by 2018, in 4 years time, 79% of all content is going to be video, and that seems quite hard to believe, right? Well, it's not, but when you consider how video generates 4 times more click-through than text, and we also retain a lot more, 65% more information when watching a video than when we read text, which is only 10%. And I've also made the point of saying that people decide if they're going to watch something in the first 10 seconds, and if they like it, they'll carry on staying tuned until another 60 to 90 seconds only, and it's not long. So what does this mean? Well, it means the message that you put out there has to come across as quickly and efficiently as possible, and the way to do that is to get into the psyche of the viewer, and archetypes can do that because they are instantly recognizable and they resonate with the viewer on an emotional level. Now, Raph also said the hero's journey has been condensed to 3 steps: journey, death and return, and showed us clips to illustrate the point, and I've only shown one of those clips in this video. He also says that there are 3 video marketing strategies that you can adopt: get found, get seen and get talked about. But no matter which strategy you use, archetypes can help in that process, and that it's not very difficult to do at all. You should focus on the one that matches your story the closest, or the one which your customers will identify with the most. Raph does say that it should all be about the viewer and what you want them to do after they've watched a video. Now, this video is particularly relevant for anybody who wants to know more about how to get the most out of their video content. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching.
A story that was named originally by Joseph Campbell in the 1940s, and he called it Hero's Journey. In a nutshell, very quickly, the structure of the hero's journey for you starts with the hero, a regular guy or girl, so the viewers can relate to them. They get a call to adventure. Something inspires them, perhaps they're restless, perhaps they see a world they didn't know about, but they're often initially reluctant to go on the journey. And then, for me that's finding super at in the shed. Often in these stories you get a supernatural event happening, or a herald character that comes and then persuades them to go on the journey. They pass the threshold, so they're coming out of their comfort zone, which is their home area, into this uncomfortable, unknown area, crossing the threshold, beginning transformation, beginning the journey. They face a big road of challenges in order to test themselves. You get helper characters along the road, mentor characters that help you along the road with your trials and tribulations. In my case, it was the teacher who taught me how to edit a film. And then eventually you get to this big abyss, this big, terrible, awful event that happens in all the stories. Could be someone dying, or it could just be a hopeless moment where you lose faith, you want to give up. You have a revelation, and eventually you get over it. There's a transformation that occurs. In my case, it was the Wi-Fi, broadband speeds, that kind of stuff. And you get an atonement, but you get a gift. You get some kind of special treasure. You find something really valuable at that part of the story, and you get back. So this is the return part of the journey, but you're chased back quite often in these stories. Keep your gift and return back to safety, the safety where you started. There you go, known, unknown, and in my case, the video stuff, and you're back to where you started. So in a nutshell, that's the hero's journey. The good thing about the hero's journey is that it distills storytelling down to its purest form. Now, stories are in our blood. They're how we pass down our culture, our history, through generations for thousands and thousands of years. So they connect with us on quite a base level. If you can use the right archetypes and archetypal motifs like the hero's journey, then if you use them, people will recognise these from stories that they've heard from their whole lives, and it will connect with them, like I said, on a subconscious level. And film is the most efficient way of communicating stories. People don't need to use their imagination. It goes straight into their subconscious. And archetypes, types of people or stories that we have in the back of our heads, and we can use as a sort of filing system to recognise new characters and new events when we see them, so they're already in there. So let's have a look at some of these archetypes. This is the basic types of archetypes, I'll run through them very quickly. Rebel, or the jester or the fool, the lover, the carer or caregiver, citizen or everyday person, the innocent or child, the ruler, the sage, or the wise, the mentor, the wizard, hero, creator or artist, and explorer. And they're on a spectrum, so they're not necessarily clearly defined. A lot of characters and stories are a combination of these different archetypes, and there are other archetypes that are not included in here. And they're on a spectrum, like I said, so you've got ego, freedom, social order in that way. And yeah, that's just a basic example of some of the archetypes there. In 2018, 79% of consumer internet traffic is set to be video. The click-through rate on ads with video is 4 times higher than the text only. Retention rate for information, 65% for video compared to 10% for text. And with a properly optimized video on a website is 53 times more likely to hit the first page of a search engine than with no video. Statistics show that you have 10 seconds at the start of a video in order to capture someone's attention. Just 10 seconds, it's a tiny amount of time. And even if they do stick with it, you've only really got their attention for 60 seconds to 90 seconds, so it's a very short amount of time. And you need to convey as much information as you can in that short space of time. And that's why I'm talking to you about archetypes, because they're a very efficient way of delivering information. Anthropologists condensed the hero's journey into 3 stages: journey, death, return.
Oh, I'm late for dinner.
Journey, death, return. So it works, basically. It works using archetypes and using these motifs. Simple, effective, gets the point across. You come up with the 3 pathways that should be used for video marketing, depending on what your goals are. Get found, get seen, and get talked about. So if you want your videos to get found, you want video content to drive customers to your website and to stay there longer. If you want to get seen, then you want to use social media to spread your content, video content out there, and that's for audience that aren't necessarily looking at that moment for your content. And to get talked about, that's the all bells and whistles one, creating brand apostles using social media, creating a buzz around your content. Brand apostles meaning people sharing the video for you, doing all the hard work for you. That's the ultimate goal in that one. But archetypes can be used, whatever strategy you take, whatever your campaign goal might be. Even like a business video on a website, for example, an About Us page could still be using the hero's journey pattern. So whatever the videos, you could still use the archetypes. And obviously, viral videos very often use archetypes very, very effectively. And I want to show you a few examples of that now. Pepsi Max conned a used car salesman into taking a guy out for a test drive who was actually a trained rally car driver. Unwittingly. Quite funny response. So that's the trickster archetype, very common, you see it all the time. The chances are you don't have to look too far to find the archetypes that are going to be useful for you. If you understand your brand or your service that you're promoting, and you understand the target market, then the chances are that you've already done a lot of the work already. Which archetypes the customers, the target market, will identify with. It always starts with the viewer. More importantly, what should the viewer do after watching the video? What would you like them to do? Thinking about the viewer from the viewer's point of view, who will be viewing these? Why will they be viewing it? Why should they be viewing it? And what are they going to do after watching it? How are you going to get to do that? And that all informs the style of the whole video and the whole campaign and the content that is produced.